So just a recap, last class what we have learned is how to show or hide a component based on the flag. And then we have seen how to use the styling, that is CSS, HTML, CSS in the Lightning component, how to use that. We have seen with the examples to apply on the div as well as in the Lightning card. And then we have seen how to use the image in the Lightning component. In order to use the image, the first step is we have to load that image in static resource. Then we have to use using the tag called img. And it has a keyword called source. And the way to use is exclamation. We have to give resource. This will represent the static resource dot the name of the Lightning, what are the images there that we have uploaded in the static resource. So this is the format we have to use. And different CSS type in styling, like we have seen height, width, background color, and there are more like a padding, space, margin, left, right. So these all we have seen yesterday, and whenever you get a time, just go through the HTML, CSS for different kind of styles. Okay, so that will help in implementing the applying the styles to the Lightning card. So today we will see most important topic, because whatever we have done till now, just to give a confidence as well as the feel how the Lightning component or how the basic controller works. Now let's go ahead and understand what happens in real time. Means in real time, what is the exact scenarios that we get it. So it's like scenarios will be, for example, we have to implement the project for Apollo Hospital, or other project for automobile company. So mostly scenarios are like we will be working with interacting the form to data. So I'll be having a form to the data. So basic structure will be working on in real time. So as I have mentioned, the example is implementing a project for Apollo or other project for automobile. So the basic requirement that is expected from any development is to create a form. That can be a patient registration form or test drive form. If we are going with the automobile project, it is going to be the test drive form. So what is exactly that form means? Form means it can be self-service form, or it can be employee operated form. Okay, self-service form is nothing but where the patients will be entering the data, and employee operated is if I call the hospital that I'm blocking sometimes, so they are going to fill the forms. So these are the different two type of forms are there. So whatever the form it might be, for both of them, we have to implement the basic architecture from the form, whatever the data is entered, how to capture at the backend data. That means as soon as the patient is walked into the hospital, they have to fill the form. By looking at that form, the receptionist or the doctor, they should be able to identify what kind of diseases this patient has, and what is the issue that this patient is facing. Right? That form gives overall picture about the patient. For this kind of scenario, like we will start interacting with sobject data. Because I have to store the information at the backend. So let's talk about what is sobject. Like you might be aware what is a sobject. We will be using in day-to-day for our work. So we have a different type of object data type. It's nothing but all the objects or in other word, the table. We can call it as an object, or in other word, we can call it as a table that are available in the Salesforce. So all the default tables, like which are out of the box tables, like accounts, contacts, leads, opportunity, cases, these are the default tables. So whenever we open a Salesforce, and when we click on any standard object, we will see the data of each record. Like if I click on an accounts tab, if I open the specific record, I'll be able to see what is the patient data, like address, first name, last name, email, those kind of information I can see. So I can see those information on the table, like passenger payments, operations, diagnosis, doctors, where I maintain the list of all the doctors. For example, I have another object where I'm maintaining all the doctor's information, like when the doctor is available for the patient, and what is the timing that he wanted to see the patients, and when he wanted to go for the inpatient review. So those all information will be present in one object. Also, I wanted to capture what are the different diagnoses that are proposed by the doctor. So basically, I mean to say is end-to-end system. The day patient enter into the hospital till the leaving hospital. So whatever the actions are happening within the hospital, we want to implement end-to-end structure, including the payment, insurance, everything. So this is ideal scenario for hospitals. Like if it is a test drive. So for the test drive, the scenarios will be usually the customer will call. They will say that I'm planning to come for test drive for this particular time on this day. So what the admin team will do is admin team will block the calendar for that particular customer, and also the vehicle which he wanted to try for test drive. Vehicle details, customer information, and the time, date, and the mobile number. So as soon as he blocked the information, he has to send one email to customer saying that I have blocked the calendar. So we'll remind you one day before, like that. So that day, whenever he has to come, one day before, we will send another reminder. And on that day, if customer is ready to come and do the test drive, then that is that is a successful flow. Like in case if the customer is not available at the last moment, then we have to start recycling that entire process. So this is in the real time. So this entire process we have to implement in Salesforce. If the customer is not available, then we have to start the process from the starting of the creating test drive. So this end-to-end system is going to implemented by any developer in the company. Okay, so right now we will see we will take one example, creating a component and how to call the sobject. We will see with the examples. Okay, so we will see one example. Let me create a component, new component. So the component name is LC underscore 1304 today's date. And let's create a component using the standard object account. Okay, this is my lightning component name. Let me click on submit. Session is expired. Okay. New lighting component LC underscore 1304 account. Submit. Okay. So I do not need this description. So I'll close this. Okay. I need only the component. Let me close all of them. The one which I do not need. Okay. Okay. So the plan is to implement a component using the standard object account. So the first thing is that I have to create a aura attribute. And the name, I can use ACC. What is the type of this attribute? Till now, the type which we have used is integer, decimal, boolean, or these kind of a things, right? But here, this attribute is going to play a major role to hold the account information. So the type should be account. So that means along with the integer, decimal, boolean, we can also use the sobject name here. Okay, I can use the account contact. If I'm creating a new component that is for contact, then I can use the type as a contact. And default, so default will be my sobject type colon account. Okay. So default equal to sobject type equal to account. What is this exactly? Is there something wrong here? Subject type colon account.
I think not of a subject type is there. I think you don't need not, right?
All right. This is only for the attribute. So what is this exactly? A subject type account. So if you look at the while implementing the Apex classes, what we do is usually the step is we'll initialize the account. So the initialization will be account ACC equal to new account. So whenever I initialize it, the backend, it will occupy the space for this whenever I initialize it. So the memory will be occupied at the backend. And whenever I say acc.name equal to, whatever the name I give, that name and phone number. And whenever I write system.debug, it will give me the information. So this is called initialization in the Apex side. And I can see my debug log has some information, whatever I have passed it. So same way we have account A. I'm not initializing it. I'm just writing the account A and system.debug. So what will happen? I'm not initializing it. This does not take any space. Let's see what will happen here. Account. Okay. So it did not give me any error. But what is the difference between this and this? What is the difference between this and this? So this is, I'm initializing it. Okay. That means it is going to allocate a space. But when I declare account A, that means it is not going to use any space. I just declared a kind of a variable, but it doesn't mean that occupy a space in the cache. When I do like this, account A equal to select ID from account. So what will happen? It will occupy a single memory location. So if I have to say in the so when I say account ACC equal to new account, it will occupy a space for this, whatever the data is, how much ever the space is required, it will occupy that particular space in the cache. But if when I say account A, it does not hold anything. But if I say account A equal to select ID from account, so what will happen is it will just occupy the memory, single memory. It's called as a single memory location. So it doesn't require a lot of space to hold at the cache. So the same way in the lightning component, in case I do not have any values here, okay, I can default it as a account A. So it's kind of a account A. It does not hold any values or nothing is there, but I'm just declaring that so that it will not give me any error in case if I do not have any values here. Okay, so now I have taken the attribute account and then let me declare the action here. So I'll use the lightning card. Title. So right now the card I'm creating for the account. Inside this card, I need an action, so which is a submit button. For that, I'll use the aura set attribute equal to actions. So inside the aura set, let me declare the lightning button. Label is submit. On click equal to handle submit. Okay, I have closed the button. Now, if I go to the account object, let me go to the standard object. So I'll open one object, one record. So I'll take a fields which is like a account name, phone number, facts, industry, and then I'll take rating. So these are the fields that I'm going to take in the Lightning component. So for now, I'm going to use a Lightning input. And the label is account name, value. Till now, what we used to do for the value is I used to declare an attribute here, and whatever the value is entered in the account name, I used to store directly in the attribute, right? But now we are using the type as an account. So it will hold the complete record information. So whatever the fields are there in the account, I can directly access here ACC dot name. So I can simply take this variable, this attribute, inside that whatever the name fields are there, so I can take that field here. So let's close. So same thing, I'm going to add it for phone, fax, industry, rating. Account phone. So we'll take ACC dot account dot phone, account fax. So the field name is FAX. And this is industry. For the industry is the standard field. So account dot industry. Account name, rating, ACC dot rating. Okay. Now you might be wondering, these are the standard fields, like how to take the field. Like I need something, I have created a new custom field, which is called as a account information. So that is the field which I have created directly on the account. Let's assume that there is some field. So in order to use that, we always have to use the field API field. So whenever we create a field, there are two things which we enter. One is a field label and another one is field name. Field label we will enter, and field name automatically, system will automatically take that based on the field name. So let's example. So this is the SLA. Here the label is, field label is SLA. Okay. This API name automatically Salesforce will add __ C. If I have a SLA space account, then my field name will be SLA _ account. So the backend, what it will happen is it will replace the space with the underscore, and then at the end it will add __ C. If I have to use that field here, you have to use the API field, which is this. So if I wanted to use the SLA, then I have to use this SLA _ C, replace with this account ACC to SLA _ C. So these are always API fields. We cannot use the field name, we cannot use the field label. It always be API label. Okay, so now I'll go to the controller. Let me save this. And my function name is handle submit. Let me remove helper. So here, okay. Till now, what we used to do is, in order to capture the information that whatever user has entered in the Lightning input, we used to do component dot get, and then v dot name. So this is the attribute we used to do. Like if I have a 10 lightning input, I have to create a component dot get 10 times. For each input, each component dot get. But in this case, I'm using the type as an account. So I need not to write component get for each input. I can directly, what I can do is v.acc. And let me store this into the okay. So when I see component dot get v.acc is nothing but it is going to capture all the input values because all of this has a account. So these all fields I'm storing into the account name, account phone, account fax, account industry rating. So simply what I can do is in one line, I can capture all the information that is entered by the user, which is a straightforward, right? Now, for example, if you want to debug, if you want to see, is it really capturing my name or industry details? Let's put the console log here. Account industry. Just to cross check whether it is really taking this information or not. Okay, now I'll take the copy of this component. I'll go to my Lightning app, add the Lightning component name here. Okay, let me click on preview. Okay, so account name is Caroline. Phone number some +1 4404675. Industry, some industry. Okay, so I have entered this information. I'll click on a submit. So I clicked on a submit and I'll go to the console. This is the account industry information. Okay, the error that I was getting is here I'm using the acc.industry, right? I have taken directly acc.industry, but acc is the attribute, okay? And I'm taking the ACC attribute into the account record. So I'm storing all the account information in the account record. So in the controller, I cannot use the acc.industry. If I have to use the, in case if I need to use, then I have to use component.get b.acc.industry. So right now I'm taking all the values into the account record. So that's the reason I'm storing it in the account record. So I'm taking the account record here. So this is the simple way to capture all the information from the Lightning input. Let's assume that I have another card here. Contact. Let's take a contact here. Okay. Now I'll take a few values here. Contact first name. Contact last name. Contact email. So I'll take only these three values. Now I need to store this information. So I need another attribute for contact. So I'll take CON, my attribute name, and type is contact, and the default is a subject type contact. So here I'll take the contact first name, contact last name, email. Okay, so right now I have two cards on the same Lightning component. Okay, and both are calling the same function. So if I click on the handle submit on the account, it should capture me the account information, contact information. If I click on here, it should contact both the information. So what I can do is I can simply do var contact record equal to component dot get v dot con is my attribute. Same thing, I can print the contact information to see the details. So I'll take a console. Right now my contact record is in the contact record dot email. Right? So this is the simplest way if we are taking the subject data and if you are asking user to enter the details here. So right now I see the account information, below it I can see the contact details. So this is on one component, two Lightning cards are there. Let me take another card. Another card, because right now we are using the standard objects account and contact. So the question might be, can I use only the, is it necessary to use only the standard object? How about custom object? If I have to use a custom object, what is the, is it different way of the coding or is it the same? So let's see that. Let me see if I have any custom objects. Object manager. Okay, I have one custom object which is called as a patient. So I'll use this object. Okay, right now for the custom object, let me copy this. Another lightning card. This is for patient. Handle submit button. What are the fields that I have in this? So I have a patient email. Now I need another attribute to hold the patient information. So let me create a aura attribute name equal to patients type. Type here it is a API object name. So what is my API object name is patient __ C. Okay, default equal to a subject type colon and my API object name. Now I can use this attribute. So first one is email. For the email, what is the API field name? Patient _email __ C. And then I have a name. So the API name is name. Then I have a patient last name. This is patient first name. Patient last name. Okay. So right now I have a 3 cards. Okay, so this is, I have a 3 cards here. So if I remove the default here and here, what will happen if I remove the default? Cannot read the properties null. So if I write anything here, it will show me the error. If I do not have any default here, it will show the error. That means as soon as I type on any of these fields, it is going to show me the error. So I have to declare the default. So that's the reason whenever we are using the any attribute as an object name, declare the default. Any question, Koti?
As of now, good. So why it is not taking for custom object default type?
Yeah, let me Okay, so probably the spelling mistake when I have written the previously. Okay, so now I have taken the default for the patient also. Let me refresh this. Okay, right now if I enter whatever, it is not showing me the error. So that means I have to just declare it's like a in Apex side, whatever we say account A. That means I'm doing some dummy declaration kind of thing. So the default is very important if we are taking the S object into the Lightning component. Okay, so if you right now, if you observe on the one component, I have 3 cards are there. Okay, so these 3 cards are showing like first card, and this is the second card, and this is the third card. Okay, let's compare with the account. So here I have, this is one card. Okay, and this is the another card, and this is the another card. But if I wanted to build same like this, how to implement the cards that I have? Assume that on the account I have 3 cards. Okay, right now it is fully occupying complete page. It's starting with margin left or right. There is no space. Only the space I see is between the cards. So between this, whatever the card space is there, only that I can see. But this card is showing some 3 by, it is like a 12 by 12. It's taking complete full page. And this is like a 7 by 3. And this is like 7 by 12. And this is like a 3 by 12. So if I wanted to implement this kind of a layout structure, if I have to give a more example, let's go to the dashboard. Let me create a dashboard. So I'll take one sample dashboard. Okay, this is empty. I do not have anything on this component. So as soon as I create a dashboard, it's showing me the 12 by 12, right? All I have a 12 by 12. It's like same thing, whatever we have implemented the layout. But as per the account record, let me add one component here. Select. Okay. So this is one component that I have added here. As soon as I added it, it is taking the 4 spaces of the 12 by 4. That is 4 by 12 it is taking. Okay. But right now I wanted to occupy this as a 12 by 12. So this is like the first. In the account record, the first component is showing, card is showing like this. If I open any account record, it shows me so this is the one card. Okay. So this is how I'm implementing a card. And then I'll drag another component. Let's select this. And let me take another component. Okay, let me add this. And right now I wanted to take 7. Okay. And I'll add another component. Came below. Okay. So this is exactly how the account record, the layout is showing. The first layout is, this is the one card which is occupying 12 by 12. And this is 7 and this is 4. Right? This is how the lightning record. if I have to implement whatever right now I have the component here. Okay, if I wanted to make this kind of a layout, what is that I need to apply on the component? Let's see that. So basically this is called as a, whatever we have implemented a dashboard and arranged component based on the spaces, which is called as this, everything is called as a layout. So in classic or here we will say it as a page layout, right? This is the page layout. So in Lightning also we have, this is entirely a layout. So let's arrange our component same as the account record layout. So for that, what we have to do is, I'll take new component. I'll just show you the skeleton of the layout. In order to use the layout, I have to use Lightning layout. So remembering is very easy. If we are clear with the requirement, what to implement, if I need an input, I have to use here input. If I need a layout, I have to use the layout here. If I need a card, I have to use the card. So if we are clear with the requirement, what to implement in the Lightning component, it is easy to use the components, whatever we needed. Okay, so this is inside, this is complete layout. So what I mean, this is complete this layout. Okay, so in this layout, the default size is 12 by 12. Okay, now inside this, I'll divide the layout. Lightning layout item, and I'll take the size equal to 12. Okay, this is my layout one, this one. So this is my layout one, and this is my layout two, and this is my layout three. So now I have declared this layout in the component sizes I have given as 12. Okay, so I'll just write a random one text layout one. I still have to implement two layouts. Okay, I'll copy this. Now let's take this as a size 3. I'll just show you here. It's kind of, we are debugging this one. So this is a layout 2.1. Let's assume that this is layout 2.1, 2.2, and I'll use few more. Two 2.3 and 2.4. Okay. Now let's see. Right now what I have, first one is size 12. Okay, and the second one, this everything is into the one layout because size is 3. Okay, this is my first layout, which is a 12. Okay, next one I have a 3, 3, and 3. This is my second layout, which is 12 by 12 is divided into the 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay. Now let's use this component and see how it is displaying it. Update preview. Right now it is showing me only the layout one, but I have multiple layouts here. One layout and the second layout is divided into the smaller pieces, which is not displaying here. Only it is displaying the first layout, which is a size of 12. The reason is we have in layout, we have one keyword called multiple rows. Multiple rows equal to true. Multiple rows equal to true. Let's refresh the app. So now it is showing me the layout 1, layout 2.1, layout 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. Okay. Now it is showing me the 2 rows here. Now let's apply the same layout to the existing component that we have implemented for the account. Okay, so the account, I'll take it as a 12 by 12, 12 by 12. So let's copy everything there. Okay, in layout 1, I wanted to display the lightning card account. Okay. Lightning card, lightning layout item, size by 2. Okay. Now let's uncomment the existing component. Okay, let's save the app and refresh the application. So now this is showing me the 12 by 12. Okay, then I have a layout 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. Okay. So what we will do is right now, we will not take the size as 3 because size as 3 is dividing smaller pieces. But in our case, we want it as the second component should be 7 by 12. Let's take this as a size 6 and put the lightning contact. So let me take the lightning contact here. and use it in the so 6, 6. So make sure your count is coming as a 12. So whatever you divide, if you take a 7, then it should be a 5. Or if you want it here 8, then it should be 4. Let's see what will happen here. Save the component. Let's refresh the app. Now, this is the first component, and this is the second component that I have. And in the third, let me use the patient details. Control A, Shift Tab. So Control A, Shift Tab is to align your structure, the lightning component structure. Copy everything. For copying, Control A, Shift Tab. So which will organize the format. So let's refresh the app. Okay. Now I see that first component is coming as a 12 and the second component is 7 and this is smaller. Now this is fine. It looks fine, similar to this. But if I have a space here and here, there is a space here. Okay, I want the space here. In case if you want a space, you can add another lightning layout here. Different ways we can do it. And the size is 1, 7. Let's refresh this. So it is added some space here. Or if you want a padding, you can add a padding. If you go to the Lightning design system, the layout information will be available there. Lightning design system. Lightning layout. Component library. Let's go to the Aura. Layout items. Okay, so this is what we have used right now. So first I have declared the lightning layout. Inside that layout, we have to declare the lightning layout item. If you have only one layout, like if 12 is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, then multiple rows equal to 2 is not required. But if you want the multiple rows to be displayed, then we have to declare it as a multiple rows equal to true. Okay, so if you want any space, so around the layout item. So right now we have not added that. So in case if you want, we can add the, if you want any space. So let's add that. So there is a space is coming here because I have added the 4 ways I have added it, because the one which I have used is padding around small. So around this card, I wanted to add a space. So ideally the card will be starting from the margin, just attaching to the margin. But if you want any space to be applied, you can apply the padding equal to around small. So we have a different, the attributes are there in the lightning layout item. So padding size, small device size, title, class, body, flexibility, everything we can apply it here. So what exactly we can implement the same here as well. Or instead of padding, I can also add the class. If I want only the space here, then I can add the class here instead of padding, and I can use the CSS in the styling to add the space here. Yesterday I have showed you the margin left, margin right? So we can add that space here. So that's all depending on the style, how we wanted to display. But coming to layout, the component from where to where it should display, from starting and end, it will be decided by the lightning layout item size. If you want a component to be displayed in the full layout, then size equal to 12. Or if you wanted to reduce it, you can reduce based on the size. But total has to be 12. Whatever the layout items you have it, so make sure you have it 12 the size. See here. So if the view part is divided into 12 parts, size indicates the relative space that container occupies. Size is expressed as the integer from 1 through 12. We can add n number of layout items, but make sure the size of the layout should be layout item should be the 12. So divide it like that way. Clear? So today we have discussed how to call the sobject in the lightning component and how to capture the values of the whatever the user has entered, how to capture in the lightning controller for the sobject, and how to use the lightning layout for the card. So this is what we have learned today. Let me stop recording.